Hi everyone, welcome to another soul message reading. Today I'm going to focus on checking in on our soul journeys. So where are we at on our soul path plan? Already stumbling over my words here, so maybe we're going to stumble a bit maybe we've been stumbling a little bit on our paths here. Just to assist with card choosing, I did just place some colored stones, so maybe you're drawn to a specific color versus card 1, 2, or 3. But you can pause to see what you're drawn into, and definitely check the description below for the timestamp so you can jump ahead. Otherwise, we'll get started. I'm an organic reader, so I'm just going to put the other 2 cards aside, and then we'll jump into group number 1. Okay. So I'm going to start with the charms before we look at the cards. Starting with this card. Okay. So using the chart's just going to give us sort of a starting place with the charms from the angels, from our souls, regarding where we're at in our soul journey. Have we deviated from our path greatly? Are we still on it? Are we in a fork in the road? Just give us a little bit of help here. Okay. Oops. You know what? I moved my hand too quick. I did feel it moving, and I know this one landed here. Okay. Just kind of tuning in. All right, so let's see what card we have. 6 of air. So we're starting off with things are looking up. The end of a difficult situation, taking a trip. So I'll just bring it closer so you can see, the elements of the card. I'm a big fan of letting you kind of step into the card yourself and take away feelings, imagery, what's speaking to you here. I do love that the first group here, that you are on your boat here, right? You're sailing forward, and I was talking about whether or not we're stuck on our path, if we're heading ahead. But it does give us the heads up here with the waterfall, right? The difficult situation coming. And it's up to us if we're gonna, kind of fly off here in a magical boat, like a magical carpet, or are we going to kind of fall and give into the situation? So we'll see how the charms are going to complement. I might bring this just a bit down more closer to the camera. Okay, so where do we want to start? So we know that things are starting to look up, but we've got, the next kind of challenge is headed our way here. For those of you in the first card or first group. So my dash hound is on past lives, and he's about looking for something lost, kind of looking in the wrong direction actually, but he's searching. And it's connected to the past lives here. So this might be encouragement from the angels that we need to maybe look back and lean into the lessons and the skills, the talents, the experiences from our past lives, and pull it forward, tap into those strengths for this upcoming challenge. So I might come back and see how the past lives connection here for you connects into where you're at in your journey. Lifestyle is changing, so we do know that there's a turn coming up here. My goldfish, my kind of oversized goldfish, koi fish, however you read it. This is all about courage and bravery to swim upstream. And we do have the card here with the waterfall. So we've got a double layer here of water. So this might be an emotional situation, or a situation that will be triggered in the emotion center. So your heart will be kind of touched with this upcoming change. We have luck is on your side, though, with this great transformation. So we have your life is changing, so transformation, double layered with transformation. So this change, this next kind of milestone, I don't think it's a difficult situation because I'm not really reading any kind of difficulty here yet. But at least there's a significant change, so maybe a decision simply that needs to be made that will impact your lifestyle. But luck is on your side here. So far it looks like we're on a steady path in terms of checking in on where you're at in your soul journey. Maybe you've already put in the work of tuning into and connecting to your past lives to bring those lessons forward. Because so far we're very quite positive here. Even the card started off with things looking up. So we'll see. A new opportunity. We do have my little heart. So this is, starting of something fresh and new, a new passion, something that makes you feel reinvigorated. You feel that spark, but it's connected to addictions here. It was just slightly kind of in there. So for me, the caution would be with regards to this new opportunity, go slow. Don't throw yourself all in. That's kind of what the sensation that I'm getting here from the addiction is when we fully immerse ourselves. We go too fast, too hard, so falling too fast. So if this lifestyle change, if this new stage in your soul path is a new love, try not to fall too hard too quickly, right? Let them slowly discover each other, get to know each other. If it's a new wealth opportunity, so career, etc., a new opportunity to move, they're drawing my attention back to the past lives. So even if it's not past lives, it's just history, your history and your experiences lived to date. There's a caution here about addiction. So maybe that side of yourself, maybe that behavior where you just, you go 110% on everything that you do. Maybe you're moving too quick instead of going at a better pace for yourself. With this sort of bravery and courage to kind of go upstream, swimming upstream slows you down, right? The current kind of pushes you to slow down. So there is looking backwards. There's this calmness that they want you to embrace right now, even with the slow development here of this new spark. Well, I mean, as I see this, so this was meant to happen. We have the pendulum. So currently on your soul journey, you're meant to kind of take this pause and regain your balance. So this upcoming change, this transformation you're going through is going to restore balance, bring you back to a better pace, right? That's why it's the pendulum, right? It keeps rhythm. So it looks like your lifestyle might have been a little bit more busy, or the flip side, right? Because you're kind of going downstream here. So maybe you've just been kind of coasting along, and now this new change is going to maybe feel a bit chaotic. So how are you going to get through it emotionally, right? How do you keep your balance? And this is paired with Cupid, who has a banner made with love. So this is a milestone in your soul plan that is fated. This is a challenge, a barrier, a situation, a big shift that you already planned for yourself. I'm into palmistry, so if you were to look at your palms, your left and your right, I bet at this juncture, if we were to look at your age range, both would be marrying each other right now in terms of how the lines are just playing, because it's a fated moment. This is a lesson. So that's probably where the past lives is coming in, kind of looking back and seeing the success that you've had on your past lives. Maybe check out the past life reading that I put up. Maybe there's a connection there for you, because they want you to kind of look, or even just looking back and recognizing, how far you've come and giving yourself some self-love here. And again, that's kind of an emotional state to be in, right? A positive mindset place to be in order to be able to take on this next milestone, this next life lesson that you set up for yourself in your soul plan. So really for group one, it looks like you guys are heading in for the next level up here of your soul in terms of hitting a milestone in your soul journey, what you've planned for yourself. But there is a sense of going slow through the experience. Like, don't push this experience too quickly. Find a good pace for you. Kind of meet it head on with patience, really. Patience, courage, strength to get through it, because you can. The dog is letting you know that, you've been successful before, so you can again. So that's pretty nice. So group one, it looks like you're heading into your next, fork in the road, if you would like to say, for your soul journey. So if you weren't resonating with of the other two piles, you can pop away now, because we're going to dive in here to group number two. Again, I am just an organic reader, so I don't really bother with pausing the camera, so timestamps below for you. Okay, so group number two, we're going to do the charms first, see where they fall to give us a sense of where you're at in your soul journey, and then we'll look at the card first to kind of kick us off. I'm just going to tune in and see where they want me to focus. Again, we're just looking at where you're at currently in your soul's journey, just to give you sort of validation, confirmation, and they may give us a bit of a heads up of, where you're heading to next, because angels are all about preparedness. I'm just pausing because I can feel movement over here. So preparedness, they want us to succeed in our soul journey, right? They want us to learn the lessons and bring that back when we cross back over. Okay, I'm just trying to see if they discarded this or if they do want it. So I do think they are purposely trying to capture these two tiles. So I'll leave it there. You got some childlike whimsy here. These three charms are all about joy and, no inhibitions, innocence, approaching and experiencing things with, through a child's lens. Okay. So let's see where we're starting. So we have the Knight of Earth. Time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments, a guardian angel. So I'm just going to zoom in here, let you step into the card with me, see any kind of imagery that connects with you, colors. We have a very beautiful scene here, kind of, you're in your green pasture, right? You're in your environment, you're in your zone. There's a lot of abundance and vibrancy around you. There's kind of a battle here that's kind of in the past, that you've conquered. So it's interesting that it says, time to buckle down, get things done, because I feel like you've already come through this tough time. So, maybe you've taken a pause and now you're ready to step forward now and kind of reap your rewards, but you still need to put in a bit more effort here. So, in your soul journey so far, it looks like, you've gone through quite a bit, right? The battle here is behind you, and then you've taken kind of a rest here. So let's see if they're kind of pushing you forward out of your rest at this time. I'm going over here with the caution, don't dwell on this. Now this charm is about speaking, being seen. So if it's a caution, don't dwell on this, potentially there were things said, because this is about speaking, presenting, or how someone presents themselves. There could have been a past moment, like in this this war, right? That you fought, that either you yourself, you're still dwelling on your role, how you reacted, your actions in that moment, and they're encouraging you not to do that. Sometimes we feel we can't move beyond feeling foolish or guilty about something. I apologize. I just noticed my camera wasn't focused. Or this is somebody else, like I said, some hurtful words, or you went through the battle here, so things are said. It could have just been a really tough argument, but there is this sense of wanting you to move forward from that, sort of as a soul lesson. Don't dwell here in your field, right? I was saying about taking a pause, and now they're saying don't dwell. So maybe you have been in this stagnant, paralyzed, who knows, demotivated state where you're not really moving forward. And maybe that's why there's so much child enthusiasm and happy energy over here as we're kind of making our way there. So we have focus, and they're asking you to focus on your strength, on your bravery at this time. Obviously, you already displayed it, coming through a tough period and leaning into your rest. But even as the card said, it's time to buckle down and move forward and get more things done. So it's like the post-battle rebuilding, right? Recovery, rebuilding, getting things back to normal. So I'm not surprised that you took a rest, because now you need to regain and regather your strength and courage for the next stage here, the next phase, the next chapter of your soul path. I'm going to come down here first. For some reason, even though I touched these first, I'm being pushed away to say them for last. So just touching on family matter, not yet. We do have the hole in the heart. This is lack of clarity, something missing, lack of satisfaction. Maybe that's the matter that was over there. And the way for you to be able to move forward is to just know that, repairing the disagreement, the relationship, the maybe the passion that you lost. It's going to come to you, but it's not going to come to you if you keep sitting, if you keep dwelling and just kind of sitting and waiting here. Well, stuck in place. And I have my dream charm, sort of my sleepy time here. So I do feel like you have lingered too long in this pasture, linger too long in this moment, in this post-battle. We all get pretty energetically drained, so I'm not here to judge how long you stay in your recharge recovery phase, but your angels are definitely encouraging you all to acknowledge that you're ready. You've recovered, you've restored. So we have unresolved situation or talk. So we're back to this unresolved. But this is my whimsical charm. It's very playful. It always feels like it belongs in a child playroom or with toys. I also call it my Jack in the Box, about expecting the unexpected. We expect him to jump out. We just don't know when. So maybe that's why it's on this unresolved. You're preparing, you're dwelling, you're preparing for this revisit of a conversation. We saw that here, talking. But you don't know when it's going to happen. So you're kind of just staying in place versus take the initiative, right? Spin the crank and get the Jack in the Box to come out. I mean, it could be work related as well. It could just be, promotions or delays or reorganizations, all these other external factors that cause you to kind of sit and wait. Maybe there was a reorg and now you're sitting and waiting for, all the titles and raises to kind of shake out. With the artist palette, this is a charm, even though it's about a callback to child play and child innocence and enthusiasm. It's also manifestation, the charm for manifestation, taking control, right? You're the master of your paintbrush here and your colors. So there's two charms here telling you to take the initiative to resolve the situation versus sitting and waiting. So, I'm not surprised that they asked you to focus in on your courage, your strength, your confidence, right? All those skills to kind of wake yourself up out of this dream state. But because you're approaching it with this kind of mindset, this open mindset, non-judgmental, innovative, creative thinking, this is where they want you to be to push yourself out of this standstill that you're definitely at right now in your soul path. So you're not quite at a fork in the road. You're just not moving forward along your soul path right now. So they're definitely encouraging you to kind of bump forward here. So, we'll check in at the next reading, and we'll check in again and see where you've progressed, see if you've taken that step forward. I was just seeing, I was drawn to the rider here on the horse. So, I mean, you might have help. There might be some kind of partnership or a best friend or someone already encouraging you, or someone who can give you the help you need to do that next step, a connection if it's a work situation, a family member if it's a family situation. But they drew me in before I was about to kind of clean up and move on to card 3, that you don't have to go at this alone. You do have your helpful steed here, right? You've got some help here in your network. I think that was for some of you that maybe were talking to me during the reading and were like, well, I'm at a standstill because I have no help. Because the angels definitely suddenly spoke up to say, yeah, you do have help before I cleaned up here. Okay. So we're going to move on to group 3, so you can jump away if you didn't feel connected to card number 3. Okay, so group number 3, I'm going to start with the charms first, and we'll get a general sense of where you're at on your soul journey, but we'll start with the card. Okay. I'm just going to go around the chart, see where they want me to pause and focus in on. Oh, looks like you have a next step coming up. That was, I was just about to say, that was probably, meant to happen. So this could be I've been saying fork in the road quite a bit as I sat down, but no fork in the road yet. So maybe this is group 3. Maybe this is the group that kind of has a decision to make. Oh, we're over here. All right. There's still movement, so they're really focusing over here on the side. Quite a bit about a specific person. I'm still feeling movement, that's why I'm sitting here. I think they want the manifestation thing on my thumb, so there we go. Okay, so they definitely discarded those 2. I'm just going to fix these up, make sure they're where they want them to be. It's a small tile, but they definitely want those 3 just on there. Just going to flip that right side up. Okay, so let's see what your card is. We have the Queen of Water. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others. So it could be a fork in the road in a relationship. She does have the 2 orcas here in front of her, kind of crossing. I'm trying to get the shine off the cards. They have a bit of a shine on them. But just kind of step in the card here with me and see what draws your attention. But I am drawn to the 2 orcas here kind of blocking her. But orcas are known for being like bringers of knowledge. So I'm wondering if these are people in your life that have your best intentions at heart, and they're trying to block you from heading down the wrong path here. Because you're looking in a different direction. So the orcas are in front of you, but you're kind of looking off to the left there. Yeah, you might be wandering off your soul path here with someone else's influence. So your two guardian angels here, your guardian angel, your spirit guide, they're kind of coming in, maybe with some earth angels. Like I was saying, maybe there's a couple people in your life trying to block you from making this decision. But I feel like you're about to wander off in the wrong direction here. You're kind of looking the wrong way. Okay, so let's see. So I'm going to come to new person first, and I'm drawn to the soulmates here. So this new person, they want you to cut them out. I don't know how new this is, so I would say probably someone that's in your life 4 years or less. You know, it's not a long-term friendship relationship here, and or if it's somebody you've known over the years, it's because they pop in and out. But yeah, this new person is going to be somebody that may have started to come into your life, you cross paths with, maybe the relationship has slowly been building to more than just acquaintances kind of over these past several years. But they do not like where this is headed. They do not like the attention this individual is pulling, because it's pulling you off your path here. You know, I'm drawn in. I didn't really see it at first. I'm going to see if I can, again, get the shine off with the light. Maybe I can. There we go. That's a bit better. I actually just noticed all the orcas back here. You know, they're really making the water very turbulent around her. You know, protecting, not letting anything close. And you're. I don't think she sees this. I don't think you see people around you, like trusted confidants and whatnot. Or maybe they've been telling you about this person. You know how we make excuses for people. But there's definitely people that are seeing what you don't see. So stuck in place, we have the soulmate charm, but they want you to break this relationship. So, and maybe that's why the water's so turbulent around you, and you're sitting on this rock here. Maybe you feel like you're somewhere stable, or they're just comfortable, familiar. You know, unfortunately, some of us get stuck in codependent relationships, right? Some of us in general just don't feel comfortable being alone, or we've never had the luxury or the experience of being alone. We've always gone from one person to the next person. But there's a, I'd hate to say it, but there's a pretty strong dislike about what you're in now, the situation that you're in now. It doesn't have to be a love relationship. It could just be a close friend. It could be a roommate that's just not the best roommate for you. You know, for the last 4 years or less. You know, the heart's below the branch. They're not giving it to you. So it could be unrequited love as well, and you're just not seeing it, but everybody else sees it. So make sure you know your value as well. Like, don't be giving someone 100% love and they give you 10%, or they just give you the attention they know you need to keep your love flowing to them. How you truly feel about it, with a secret message from a special person, which could just be your soul. We are doing a soul path reading, letting you know how you truly feel about it in your heart of hearts, which is, you know that this is conflict, this is chaos. With my circus charm here, you know that you have to pull back the curtains. I was saying making excuses, and they're pulling back the curtains here. So you know you have to look deeper at this relationship, at this person. You know, revisit all of your situations together. Do their words match their actions? Are you making excuses for them? Are you forgiving them too much? Because there's this how you truly feel. So I think maybe you've been fighting head and heart with these excuses, right? So that means you're talking your gut down, you're talking your intuition away. You're seeing the red flags, but you tell yourself it's not a red flag. Paired with it in terms of your messenger here, so you might have an earth angel who's pretty quiet in demeanor, someone who's very easygoing, or you see them as someone who kind of sees life as something manageable. They don't really sweat the small stuff here. They're just kind of hanging in, and they're watching and observing. They're not saying anything though, but I think maybe their silence around this person might be telling, or they're expressing to you, I'd rather not go. I'd rather just hang out by myself than with the two of you. So they're starting to exclude themselves. So in a way, they're delivering a message to you about, if I can feel this vibe, why can't you? Or it's the conflict. Maybe you're in a hot-cold relationship, so you're either fighting a lot or overindulging with the PDAs, right? The displays of affection. And this close confidant of yourself is kind of over it. They're just going to sit back. Maybe they've told you before, maybe they've shared comments with you before about this individual and how they feel they're affecting you. Not giving up protecting you because they're still watching, but it's more of a watch and wait I kind of see here. But I feel like if you were to observe their demeanor, that's kind of the message, right? They're speaking loudly with their actions here. So on the next step, we have my firefighter charm. This is about heated feelings, flare-ups of emotions. So I would say that's probably what's coming up next in terms of your engagement with this new person, this new relationship, or this is just reconfirmation of the hot and coldness. You argue a lot, and then, like I said, either you or them are giving hugs and kisses and overindulging in that too much. Like the pendulum is really swaying back and forth. So, as a next step, it's sort of a heads up of this is going to continue. This is going to be ongoing unless you kind of tune into these two charms, which are you have the ability to walk away. Don't try to fix someone, especially when it's a relationship. Don't try to change someone. If someone's done something hurtful to you more than once, you're not going to be able to get them to truly change that behavior. Therapy will, true effort will, but you will not be able to fix them. So if they're not meeting your needs, if they're not 100% who you need or who you want, you need to move on. Your power manifestation, limitless possibilities. This is your soul letting you know with the cutting the cords and peeling back the curtain and observing your friends, your family, your social network. Like, how do they react when this person's around? Do they try to protect you, or do they kind of close off and don't want to be in their energy? There's encouragement here from your angels it's time to stop fixing and just manifest the right person into your life. No one person in any relationship should be spending all the time trying to make the other person better or into the person that they want, right? You should do this. Why don't you ever do that? When we're in love, we just naturally know and feel and want to do things, right? So make sure you're not placing love on a relationship that may be just a friendship, So it's not necessarily cut this person out completely, but you need to cut down to recognizing the structure and who this person is in your life and what role they truly should be playing. So a fresh start, and this was meant to happen with my pendulum charm. So I feel like this is awaiting. Your soulmate is out there, your soul path the person that you said I want to meet in this lifetime and have an amazing relationship with is just waiting. Waiting for you to get back on your path. You have this distraction, right? I was saying you're looking off to the side. You're stuck in the circus tent here. You need to step outside. So stepping away from this person is going to open the door to your fresh start here, the fated soulmate that needs to happen up here. And we have keep going with change your perspective, and the messenger from heaven here, your guardian angel. And it's like the dove, the angel, is delivering the same bunch of grapes, right? So there's abundance of love waiting for you, group number 3. This is definitely feeling like a relationship. I definitely feel like, I would say maybe you're in a fork in the road. I don't think this is necessarily a fork in the road, but it's a fork in the road in the sense that if you don't change your perspective, you may not achieve this great love in this lifetime. It's going to wait for you. That soul you have a soul contract, so it's going to wait for you in the next life. But you have opportunity to tap into it now. Your soulmate's waiting for you. You are not in that relationship yet. You're distracted by another one, a newer one, and you need to change your perspective on this person. Your angels are sending in love. They came out strong here with the orcas. They're unhappy. They do not like this person in your energy. And then your friends came out as well, your friends and family. So your earth angels. So I'm really going to encourage you to try to change your perspective. Again, it could be unrequited love. So you may be loving this person a lot and therefore not truly seeing what others are seeing. Give your friends a benefit of the doubt. Just be open, non-biased, and kind of hear them out. Don't be arguing and pushing back and making excuses. But also don't try to fix this person. If for the 5th time they didn't call you to say they're coming home late and why, and that was something that you established as, this is a communication that I require in my love relationships. I just need to know where you're at. If you communicate to me you're going to be home at a certain time and you're 5 hours late, like, I think anybody would be naturally worried and panicked. But if they haven't learned that yet, if they're not willing to love you enough to express to you and let you know, like without you telling them, just want to let you know where they're at, the lack of consideration is pretty heavy here. You are all alone. So even though you might feel or seem like you're in a relationship, you're pretty all alone here. And maybe that's why your family and your friends and your angels are all rallying against you, trying to get you to look down at them, versus off to, whoever this person is. So, group 3, it looks like your work, your encouragement here is on your soul path. Don't give up this opportunity. So you're not at a fork in the road. You are heading down your soul path. It's just whether or not you're going to open yourself up to a true love, a soulmate love, or are you going to bring this relationship lesson forward to your next life, to your next soul life, and retry this lesson, right? Retry this attempt at a true love experience. So, I'm all for making sure you receive the amount of love you deserve, making sure you feel the worth and the value, right? The heart should not be under the branch. It should be between the two of you. So if you're not feeling that right now, at least be willing to look at things, in a different way, different perspective. No rose-colored glasses on, no making excuses, just kind of write it all down. So thank you for joining. I hope you do come back in the next Soul Path check-in so that we can see how do you move forward. Are you moving forward to this fresh start, to this better start, to this true love? So hopefully you are, and I look forward to seeing you then.